The Russian Sphinx, read by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. This piece is an extract from Episodes from an Unwritten History by Claude Bragdon, published in 1910. The Russian Sphinx. What manner of woman was this Madame Blavatsky, believed by some to have been a cheat and a charlatan, a dangerous impostor, by others a spiritual medium, and by still others the prophet of a new religion? Was she, on the other hand, simply an uninspired, undirected, unobsessed Russian lady doing literary and philanthropic work along certain self-chosen lines? Or, on the other, was she, as she claimed to be, the representative mouthpiece and conscientious amanuensis of high intelligences, not discarnate, but physically distant from that part of the world which formed the field of her activities? There is a temptation to shirk the whole inquiry on account of its difficulty, for the character of Madame Blavatsky is anomalous in the extreme. No exactly similar case has been recorded. The two poles of her nature appeared to be as far apart as the stars. It is incontrovertible that she had a violent and ill-controlled temper, was often harsh, often hasty, often profane, that she overindulged a capricious and somewhat gross appetite. It is equally incontrovertible that she was chaste, generous, forgiving, amusing, lovable, that she sacrificed her station, her patrimony, her ease, her honour, her wealth, her life itself, for a high and noble cause. Colonel Olcott says, with ordinary persons like myself and her other intimate associates, I should not say that she was either loyal or staunch. They were but as pawns in a game of chess. But she was loyal to the last degree to her aunt and her other relatives, and for the invisible masters she would have died 20 deaths. Although she was a superb musician, having been a pupil of Michel's, and having performed at a concert with Madame Clara Schumann, she had no eye for colours and proportions, and so little of that innate aesthetic sense which makes a woman dress herself becomingly, that only the compelling power of her eyes, the exquisite beauty of her hands, the indefinable yet ineffaceable stamp of high birth, saved her from the ridicule of the unthinking. In her youth, a rebellious pupil with no love of serious literature, no attraction to learned people, the reverse of a bookworm, having up to her 34th year never written one word in English, and having never published any work in any language. After that time she edited several magazines and produced, in a language not her own, encyclopedic works bristling with strange knowledge and deep erudition, working not with the ease and happy ardour of the artist, and when the mood and moment favoured, but with a grim determination, each day and all day, ill or well. Confronted with authenticated facts so ambiguous as these concerning her outer life in the world, what shall be said of that night side of her nature concerning which so little is known? I can only cite the testimony of those who knew her best. Colonel Olcott says, I have known mediums of all sorts, speaking, trance, writing, phenomena-making, medical, clairvoyant, and materializing, have seen them at work, attended their seances, and observed the signs of their obsession and possession. HPB's case resembled none of them. Nearly all they did she could do, but at her own will and pleasure, by day or by night, without forming circles, choosing the witnesses, or imposing the usual conditions. Then again, I had ocular proof that at least some of those who worked with us were living men, from having seen them in the flesh in India after having seen them in the astral body in America and Europe, from having touched and talked with them. Instead of telling me that they were spirits, they told me that they were as much alive as myself, and that each of them had his own peculiarities and capabilities. In short, his complete individuality. They told me that what they had attained to, I should one day myself acquire. How soon would depend entirely upon myself, and that I might anticipate nothing whatever from favour, but, like them, must gain every step, every inch of progress by my own exertions. The Countess of Wagmeister, in that long night vigil which has been described, mused thus over the woman beside whose bed she watched. None of those who knew her really understood her. Even to me, who have been alone with her so many months, she was an enigma, with her strange powers, her marvellous knowledge, her extraordinary insight into human nature, and her mysterious life, spent in regions unknown to ordinary mortals, so that though her body might be near, her soul was often away in commune with others. Many a time I have observed her thus, and known that only her body was present. The most valuable testimony of all comes from Madame Blavatsky's niece, Madame Vera Johnston, who, in a letter to the Countess Wagmeister, quotes H.P.B. as having said to her, "You are very green if you think that I actually know and understand all the things I write. How many times am I to repeat to you and your mother that the things I write are dictated to me, that sometimes I see manuscripts, numbers and words before my eyes, of which I never know anything?" And in what manner have the masters themselves referred to her? Reader, make of this what you can. The brother you know as H.P.B., but we otherwise.